TNTMTheShow presents Comcast. What, 304?
304.
304, wow. With your host,
Pablo Gunner.
And I'm JD. And we're talking nerdy to me. And if you're viewing us live or not live, you can see that we're trying something new.
Yes, we're a little late because we're trying this 2-mic setup now. So he has his
Nice
the JD has his own mic that he got for his new project.
Yeah.
And we have the blue snowball here that that Mason usually actually hooked me up with.
Again,
so
thanks, Mason.
Thank you.
If we have never thanked you publicly, thank you publicly.
And privately.
And privately, yeah.
So we're here to review comics, though. I don't know if we mentioned that, but we're here to review comics. This week,
here to talk nerdy and then review comics.
We can do that,
or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you want to get into. But comics for the week of September 20th.
Yeah.
Because 7 plus 13 is 20. Do your maths. Get off your ass and do some math.
Yeah.
So
be a nerd.
Exactly. I love me some pie day. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
Pizza pie, and then all kinds of pies. Yes.
Stop right there.
The mathematical, everything.
Just stop.
But so comics, nerdy stuff. We have a grading scale, right?
Buy, skim, and pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Variations on buy and skim.
Strong,
buy,
weak buy, strong skim, weak skim. Best book of the week we call because we're legit hardcore comic book nerds like that. Back and bag, we back and bag it, baby.
Oh yeah, because I got my mom bringing me comics that I back and bag back in the 80s and 90s. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Me too.
A pristine condition Gambit
Mint
#1
condition.
Yeah. I mean, my wife's like, it's mine. She's gonna steal my Gambit.
You're like, well,
#1.
yeah, you know.
That's kind of what marriage is like.
Yeah.
So, we'll have contenders and runners up for our best book of the week. And so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, that's a contenders.
Runners up.
Runner up. Yeah, we do run the runner up. We announce that stuff. Yeah. We announce the contenders throughout. We'll say like, hey, this is a contender for back and bag. And so at the end, we'll announce, hey, runner up and B-bow. Mm-hmm. And
we have a timer.
Yes, we do.
We got to stay on track. It's the whole wrap it up.
We do, because we could go on for we could go in deep detail if we wanted to and just cover like 3 books.
Yeah.
You know,
and then that'd be kind of worthless.
But it's like, you don't need to tear it apart that much. No. We want people to still enjoy it.
So we have a tone for our wrap it up box, and not the wrap it up box for named Trojan or anything like that, but yeah. We have a tone. Tell us what this tone is, and Pablito here will hook you up with a comic code. And be specific.
I had to wait until that second string of guitar jumps in. You know?
Yeah, because that's what makes it obvious.
Yeah.
And
so
be specific.
I mean, I don't even know the name of the song, so you don't have to be too specific, but I want to know what it's from, specific as possible. Let's go for that.
Yeah.
You don't have to give me the name of the song, but specific as possible.
And if you give him the name of the song, that's even bonus points for you.
Yeah, boner points.
Boner points, yeah.
So
or toner points, yeah.
So is there anything? Did you want to talk about nerdy stuff now or later?
We got some Punisher, man.
Ooh, the Punisher! Oh, the trailer looks so sick. So is this a prequel or is it? It is a sequel, right? But I think it's a mishmash.
Yes,
it's like stuff from his past, but he's continuing his
war on crime.
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be so cool because it's gonna be a mashup of his like kind of FBI.
The CIA,
Black Ops, maybe some more Marine stuff.
Kandahar stuff.
There's the guitar, like that comes in, and it's so good.
The trailer was cut so perfectly.
I will say, they put out phenomenal trailers for these shows, in the way that the music just works, even with the Nirvana "Come As You Are" for Defenders, because they're all so different. Like that was when you watch the show, you're like, that was the perfect song for them, and it does kind of have this 90s feel sort of too.
But there still is no release date. There's no release date. However,
who cares?
We're going to get...
We know it's done. We know it's coming.
This is JD as of today, which is the 24th of September. I'm calling it now. It's going to be 11/10. November the 10th is when I think that the Punisher is going to drop. Do you know why that date is so significant?
Why?
That would be the Marine Corps birthday.
Oh, cool. Right on. You think I might know that.
It's after Ragnarok, and it's before, Justice League drops. So there's not really competition there. It makes the most sense.
Okay.
I mean, there's been fake information coming out that's not been confirmed, saying it's sometime in early October. No, they're not going to release it that soon and not tell you about it. I mean, come on now. It's Marvel. They're going to take your money. They're going to shut up and take my money. They're going to release probably 1 or 2 more trailers, and they're going to oh, boom, it's going to be 11/10. So there's that.
There's a couple video game things, which I forgot to mention on other podcasts. That's what I love about doing multiple podcasts is, hey, you forget to do it on one, do it on another. So Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct on 9/13, so September 13th. They showed Mario's nipples and people lost their crap because he has like no nipples. They're like super flat, and people just lost their crap because they're like, oh my God, his nipples. People all lost crap because they also announced that like he's not been a plumber for some time. And it's like, yeah, he's been an adventurer for so long. Like he used to be a plumber, but he
wasn't like, using the snake on the pipes.
Yeah. So, but and then there's also the TGS, Tokyo Game Show. And then so Sony put out all kinds of stuff. There was, I want to say it was Final Fantasy 9. They're putting out Final Fantasy 9 for PlayStation 4, I think I want to say. I think it's a digital release though or something. I'm not sure, but so that's available, as well as they did a trailer for Shadow of Colossus, which I've never played it, but I want to. And it looks so awesome. It's beautiful. Especially because I think that was the game that was in Reign Over Me with Adam Sandler, wasn't it?
I think so.
And that made me want to play it alone, even though I never did. But and I heard it had like issues, so I hope they fix any of those. Oh yeah, any of those issues in this new iteration. I hope so this new upgrade. So and there was other stuff. So
Xenoverse 2 is released for the Switch now. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Shut up. Yep. No.
Yep.
Yes, and then there's Doom.
It gets even better. Xenoverse 2 has more free DLC coming out.
Free. Actual free.
Free. So get the season pass and still get the free stuff. I mean, come on, it's great.
Deborah, which is great because any Deborah that I come into contact with in life, I just want to call Deborah. Yeah. So.
Did you watch Baby Driver yet?
No.
Dude, it's so good. I love that movie, man. My wife and I have watched it like 3 times.
Is that the one with Alec Baldwin and he's like the little baby? It's animated.
That's the boss.
He's driving the car. Oh.
Okay, that's the boss baby. The Baby Driver.
So, but there is
is what Edgar Wright went to after Ant-Man, and you could see a lot of that heist movie influence on Baby Driver. Soundtrack's great. Jamie Foxx has a love to hate him performance because you really hate his character. You really want to smack the crap out of him and say, "Stop Shazamming."
So, okay, I saw Ex Machina.
Okay.
Which is like the AI robot movie. And it's one of those movies where like solid movie, but the ending is like so like it just leaves such a bad taste in your mouth that you're like tarnishes the movie so much. I heard so many good things about that movie, and then I saw it and I was like, it's all right. It's a movie, like, okay.
American Assassin came out this weekend. I have yet to watch it, but Keaton's in it. And Keaton's been knocking that out of the park this year with The Founders, Spider-Man Homecoming, and I really want to
his comeback.
Yeah, it's like 1987 all over again. I mean, he's just knocking it out of the park with his performances. If you have not seen The Founder, even if you don't give a rat's ass about McDonald's, watch it for Keaton's performance. It's amazing.
Does it help you hate McDonald's more?
Well, it helps you hate the corporation.
Okay, good. I think
not the restaurant itself, because you kind of empathize with the creators of McDonald's.
The original creators, yeah.
You kind of empathize with them, but then you see that machine that Ray Kroc did, and it's brilliant. It's an amazing idea, but I mean, it's another one of those love to hate type things.
Okay.
What else?
I can't really think of anything.
The Ninjago movie came out this weekend. Lego Ninjago.
I want to check it out because I feel like the Lego movies are top notch. I really love their humor. I think they're really funny. So I love the Batman one.
Yeah.
So
I just have no interest in Ninjago.
No, neither do I. But they're funny movies. And
I watched an hour special of that with my kids this weekend, and it was okay. I mean, it's tolerable. The voice acting is pretty good. Animation's so, but it's nothing spectacular. Dragon Ball Super was good last night. If you didn't catch it, I posted it in the TNTMTheShow group.
Yes.
The Talk Nerd to Me group. And check it out. It's pretty good. We're off of Dragon Ball Super for a week. Then we get a full hour on the weekend of the 1st. A full hour. Yes. A full hour. Flower. It's the weekend of the 7th and 8th. Okay, that's what it is. 7th and 8th.
Okay.
I'm still getting my days mixed up. So, yes, we're getting 2 episodes back to back. This coming week, it would be an hour of One Piece if you catch up on One Piece and see it live. So, if you're a One Piece fan, check it out. An hour-long episode. You can't really beat it. We got some Rick and Morty coming out tonight.
Oh, yeah?
It's the penultimate episode for the season.
Okay, cool.
So we have this one and then one more week, and then we're done for like another 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Come on, call me this.
Yeah.
And I think that's all of our nerdy news. We may discuss a political PSA at the end, depending on.
I think there's some Pokemon Go stuff too.
Oh yeah,
the Equinox. Yeah. So yeah, I need to go for a run just so I can get more Pokemon.
Mewtwo.
No way!
Straight up.
That's awesome.
She got her pass, and then she got a Mewtwo. It's gorgeous. And then they're going to be doing Mew soon, so it's going to be sweet.
Nice.
It's going to be interesting.
Awesome.
Anything else?
I think that's it that I can think of.
Nothing.
I do want to play Vector EX or whatever on PlayStation Plus. Check it out. I still need to finish Infamous Second Son, though.
I have like maybe 15 minutes a day, if I'm lucky, to throw down on some Rocket League.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance. I haven't had a chance to play any Infamous Second Son.
Even on my days off, I've just been so busy, which it's season change now. So if you live in New Mexico or in a dry area, it's time to take your swamp cooler and put it away. And
for people to get sick.
Yeah. So, because it's like 50-something degrees in the mornings and then 80 degrees in the afternoons. So,
yeah, it messes y'all up. Ready? Are we ready? I feel like we're ready. I feel like it's time to get it together. I have Inhumans Once and Future Kings #1. Writer is Christopher Priest for the main story, and then for the Lockjaw story, it's Ryan North. Artist is Phil Noto, and then for the Lockjaw story, it's Gustavo Duarte, and then letter Joe Sabino. Jose Sabino. So yeah, I love this art, and that's the main reason. We have this guy, and the parents of the Maximus and Black Bolt is dead, and so now it's this other guy that is in charge, and now he treats people like slaves, and they actually try to kill him, but Black Bolt stops them. They do have like some inhibitor like arrows though and stuff. And what's his name? Black Bolt actually mentions Medusa, and so this king, he tries to use her against him, especially since they had things going on. And but yeah, there's this coup going on, and you're seeing it, and they've following through with this plan and have taken them now down to Earth. Okay. So it's interesting. I love seeing a young Maximus. Is he not Black Bolt. Yes, he's not mad yet.
He's slightly angry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So really solid. It looks magnificent. That's the best part of this book, and it's really interesting because I'm getting things that I didn't know before. And yeah, so I'm going to give it a strong buy.
Okay. And here's Pablito giving you the digital code, so check it out for yourself and let us know what you think.
V for Victor, R for Rigoberto, 8, F for Francavilla, 8-9, D for Diego, A for Alamos, 4, H for Hector, N for Novella, and 6.
Have you heard the rumor, though, about that Inhumans may already be canceled before it even airs?
I don't pay attention to rumors.
I mean, it's currently rumored that it's canceled already, but it premieres later this week, so we'll get our own taste of it here shortly. Oh, and speaking of stuff that premieres this week, I'm sorry to disrupt our comic time, but Star Trek Discovery comes out tonight.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on the CBS All Access Pass.
Damn it.
And I don't know if it's going to actually be shown on the air or not, so...
It is at a later date, isn't it?
I was under the understanding it's all digital because that way they can say the F-bomb and get away with it.
Really?
Straight up.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We'll see.
All right. So on to the next book. I have Generation Gone issue 3. And it's Alescott, Andre Lima Araush, Chris O'Halloran, Clayton Coles, Tom Muller, Lizzie Kay. And so, yeah, it picks up exactly where it left off. There's this riot going on, and Nick goes out of control. He assaults a few of the policemen, and they're just watching, and they're like, okay, Nick's out of control. We need to get him out of here. And so he's pissed off because his brother was in the military, and he was killed. And then this general, he goes to talk to the mom of the girl and stuff, and is explaining like, hey, where's your daughter and stuff, and she's like, you know what, my daughter's a good person, she's a better person than me even, and all this stuff, and explaining like she's not going to do anything bad. But Nick is acting like a real piece of crap, and he attacks one of the guys, the other guy. And and they're just like, he's out of control. He's like, you know what? I'm above this. I'm better than everybody. I'm the next stage in evolution and everything like that. And so, yeah, so that's what's going down. And then they also have like a little chat, that general and the guy that created them and stuff. But he also, one of the guys he discovers, Baldwin, he discovers he has like a healing factor and stuff. And he professes his love to Ellie. So, yeah, it looks phenomenal. It's really interesting. It's fantastic. I give it a strong buy and a contender.
Cool.
Definitely.
All right. Next up, we have The Marvels Generation. This is with Miss Marvel and Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
And it is written by G. Willow Wilson, Paolo
Viannelli? I don't know. Viannelli? I don't know. It's double L's in two places. It's confusing.
I know.
Ian Herring is a color artist.
And Joe Caramaggia is the
letterer.
Yeah. And this is a pretty good book in my opinion. We have the past. Let's just call this the 1970s because that's kind of what it is, right? And we have Miss Marvel going in undercover to the Bugle, and they have a woman's magazine led by Miss Carol Danvers herself. And she's interning, and she goes and spends $20 and can buy this nice, sweet outfit for less than $20 and have some change left over. She's like, "Can I stay here? I gotta stay here." She runs into Peter Parker for a second. She runs into JJ. JJ sends her upstairs to the woman's magazine, and that's where she meets Carol. She's like, "Okay, we need a piece that can speak to your generation, the youth, and so forth and so on." And then we have this Kree chick that comes around and starts some crap, and Miss Marvel and the Kree chick and Miss Marvel and all get into a scrap and fight, and yeah, it's pretty interesting there. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
I just love the film on it because it looks so it looks so like, what was that one? What's her name? Where she would throw her hat up in the air at the end of each episode or whatever. Or the beginning for the Mary Tyler Moore?
Oh,
Mary Tyler Moore show. It so legit feels like that. In the film, it just feels so good. I don't know. And what's weird though is I don't know if this actually happened. If she actually was an editor or whatever at the Bugle for a women's magazine or not, or they just made this up. I don't know. But it works. It's really interesting. And like I said, they team up and go up against this Kree. Or no. She's Shi'ar. She's Shi'ar because she's like a bird lady. But yeah, I love it too because she's like, "Oh yeah, what does your generation love?" And she's like, "Unicorns and politics." And they're like, "What?" And so she writes her own expose on a combination of the two, that it's like, hey, as women we can be into politics, trying to further our agenda, as well as be into like makeup and fashion and these types of things. You can mash them and they can be one thing. They don't have to be separate.
And it's amazing, this article she wrote. And, oh man. And she says she did it on typewriter all by herself.
So, but yeah, it's great. It's great.
Oh yeah.
I love the fashion. I love like just the way it feels. Just
the warm colors.
Yeah.
You get that history type feel going on.
I kind of feel like I got here what I wanted to get out of
the Captain Marvel.
No, the Tony Stark one, because I thought it was going to be a flashback to like the
70s.
Yes.
You see, you want this time period for Ironheart and Tony. You know?
I was actually going to write that comic the other night because I had some downtime.
Yeah. But you had too many casting and and videos edit. So yes, this was an amazing book. This is probably one of the better generations. Definitely not going to say it's the best generations because, well, I mean, that Wolverine Generations was pretty sweet. Man.
Okay, yeah, that was really
sweet, man.
Yeah, that was really.
I mean,
okay.
This is one of the better ones. I'll give it a strong minor contender.
Yeah, I like flashing back more than flashing forward, which I think there's only that one is the only one that flashed forward.
What's that? Ironheart, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, strong by contender.
Yeah. Here's the digital code. Let us know what you think about it. T for Tomahawk, F for Fandango, X for Xavier, K for Kilo, J for Juanito, A for Alvarez, 9 R for Rico, 5 V for Villanova, Z for Zarbon, and A for Alvarez. Yeah.
Now I have Go-Go Power Rangers number 3 by Boom Studios. It's written by Ryan Perrott, illustrated by Dan Mora, colors by Raul Angulo, letters by Ed Duke Shire. So, so we have 6 years before Arrival Day. It's these two kids that are fighting together, and they're like, yeah, they're space pirates and stuff that they're killing, and they're not really. It's just in their imaginations, and they're like, yeah, like, hey, it's always gonna be skull and bones, right? And so you're like, huh, that sounds like something else.
That's like Bulk and Skull.
But then it cuts to Arrival Day +7, and Billy is getting bullied by
Bulk and Skull.
Bulk and Skull, yeah. And then we have the Power Rangers, and they're hanging out, and then their other buddy comes, and they're like, what are you guys talking about? You guys had like you had an inside joke or something. And Billy gets all awkward, and he was like, oh, it was about boobs and other things. And they're like, stop, Billy. And he's like, oh. And so, yeah, and then they, him and Zach, this other guy and Zach, they have a talk, and he's like, you're just freaking out about nothing, man. And, Ernie says he's going to have to shut down the community center because, like, just people are too freaked out to go out and, like, volunteer and stuff. Yeah. It's part of it.
It's
like,
part of the
because that's where they do the karate. And then they're having this, like, this day for, they're calling it Angel Day when the Power Rangers showed up to help.
Okay.
And then the putties show up and attack and stuff. And so, Kim is a lot of them are put in an odd situation because they want to go fight these things, but they can't reveal their identities, especially around the people that
they're going to go with.
Yes. So, yeah. Really interesting, really intense, really hardcore. So awesome. Fantastic. It's just getting better and better and better. It's fantastic.
I need to start picking this thing up, man.
You need to jump on it. So, yeah.
Get down on it.
Strong by.
Contender. Gravy.
So.
Alrighty. Next up, we got some Phasma. This Captain Phasma, Journey to the Last Jedi, number 2. The credits are Kelly Thompson is the writer. Marco Cicchetto
yeah.
is the artist. Andres Moza is the colorist. And Clayton Coles is the letterer. Alrighty. So we pick up where we left off with
Phasma
and the Stormtrooper or whatever pilot type, the TIE pilot.
FN.
Whatever.
FNG. No.
I thought it was F&A.
Yeah. So they found this guy, and he's in somewhere not far from the destroyed Starkiller base. And this guy is landed, and she's all abusive to this.
This type of item. The pilot.
No, not just the pilot. His what is it? BT
droid?
unit or whatever.
The little droid.
Yeah, and so they're like, oh, we have to change clothes so that they don't know that we're stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what about our weapons? And they're like, oh, they're not going to look that closely, whatever. So it is pretty cool. We do know the pilot is an attractive lady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they face off against this giant, like, squid monster or something like that. It is hideous. It's freaking awesome how they prevail.
And destroy the beast.
And then get along with this crew to find this, to continue to find this person. And then they have to go to this island.
Surrounded by the Krakens.
Surrounded by these, yeah.
Let's just call them Krakens for what they are. I mean,
the Kraken.
They're Kraken.
Yeah. So it looks awesome. It looks superb. It's really great. There's great character work here in this book. It's working out really well. You're really getting a good idea and feel for who
Phasma really
Captain Phasma is and all about. And so, yeah.
How you want to hate her.
Yeah. Yeah, because she just, like, treats the troopers, too. Like, they're just lowly, and they're just, they're just slaves pretty much, for the will of the First Order.
So this is a great issue. I'm loving this arc here. Is this like 1 to 5 or something like that?
I think it's just a short series.
No, I don't have like an issue of like how many.
Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't.
So, I mean, all in all, I really want this to be over with, to tell you the truth, because I want to see it all completed and get to another story, because The Last Jedi is coming soon. I mean, we're only like 3 months away, man.
Yeah, have we even seen like a full blown trailer yet?
An actual trailer?
Instead of just a copy of the first trailer from,
yeah.
Because if you do the side-by-side comparison, they're almost the same. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're all just getting hyped for Thor, and then we can get hyped for The Last Jedi, but, who knows? So, a strong buy contender for me, because the art just alone sells it. I mean, the art's amazing.
Yeah, the art is great, and I love the good character work, but it is one of those things where you're like, I just wanted to complete the mission. It seems like a mission that should have been easy, and it's being drawn out, but yeah, so it's still cool though. So yeah, I give it a strong buy. Here's the digital code: F for Falcon, C for
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca is better. M for Millennium, X for
X-Wing.
Yes, 4, 7, 9. U for
Ugnaught.
Great. N for Nihilus. A for
Afra.
Perfect. M for Millennium, and 5.
All right. You got some biatch.
I got Bitch Planet number 4 Bitch Planet triple feature number 4, I should say, rather. It's $3.99. We have 3 different stories as per the usual. First one is Life of a Sportsman by Mark Deschamps and Mindy Lee, with colors by Leonardo Olea. Body Mod by Sarah Woolley, and then To Be Free by Vita Ayala and Rossi Gifford. So, oh man, I love this. I just love it, because this is like so sports. So you have this rookie that's, they have this football thing going on. It's like kind of like football, but it's kind of like basketball, but it's also kind of like rugby and stuff. And anyways, they have this rookie, and he's just messing people up, but he also has like stuff going on in personal life. He's getting physical with his lady and stuff, but it ends up on her. But he does end up doing a year in prison for it, comes back, makes a return, and does great and stuff like that. And they're just talking about like how great he is, and everybody's just a hater. And then when he comes back, and then when he makes the comeback, they're all like, oh yeah, praising him like it was a no big deal or anything like that. That was just because all the haters. Then this new rookie comes in and is messing him up, and they're like, oh yeah, this guy's washed up and all this bad stuff that he did. And it's like, they're praising the new, with the old, and it's the tables have turned. So that was superb. That was done so well. And then there's this other one called Body Mods, and it's all these women do these weird body mods, like huge, like they have ridiculous asses, or they have like double like double asses. It's and then some of them have like wings on their hips, and some of them have like fins, just because like they're modding themselves to what each guy is into, like any weird thing that they're into. And that's, so it's very much based off that. And it's kind of like this girl going like, hey, I want you to be my bridesmaid and stuff. There's a lot of nudity here, but it's so odd. This one chick has like pectoral breasts, kind of like, it's weird. Like from the top, it's really odd. And then the last story to be free is like this lady, and she's a ballerina, and then she gets set up to do this job to steal this propaganda as a spy and stuff like that. And it turns out that I think she was actually just set up, and then she's dealt with by the regime. So this one was superb. Like, it was so great. The best stuff is when you see how it relates to real life, like body mods. I go Kardashians. You know what I mean? Like, they all look like so fake and ridiculous. Yes, they look so manufactured and just disgusting to me, because they all look so fake. And it's like, you're just doing that based off of
what people like,
what people think they like. Even like the youngest one, she's like 20 and she's already pregnant. And I'm like, you know, it's like, I mean, whatever,
wrong with
you know,
pregnant at 20 and stuff, but I think she's doing it.
She just started her career. Right. And so it's just doing it for like to be, in fact, they just hit their 10-year anniversary. That makes me sick to my stomach.
Who? Oh, the
Kardashians, yes, of that show. It just hit its 10-year. Oh, that makes me, like I said, I'm feeling queasy right now.
I've ignored it for that long. Cool.
The sportsman stuff, so sports, you know, and that's a reason why I'm not hardcore into sports, as well as like the division it creates amongst us as a people. You know, like you and I hate each other because you like South Carolina, you like a South team, and I like, you know, a Western team. And so now we're butting heads, even though we're best buds, you know what I mean? And then the last part was, you know, just like, it was, you know, spy stuff. Anyways. So yeah, strong buy, contender.
Next up, we have the Men of Arachnig, the Spider-Man 2. This is issue what?
Spider-Man.
Yes, I said Spider-Man. This is what, issue number 3?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. B&B is the writer, as always.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Sarah Pichelli is the artist. Elizabeth D'Amico, did I say it right? She's the inking assistant, whatever that really means. Justin Ponzer is the color artist, and Corey Petit is the letterer. And this is kind of a weird issue. I mean, we actually get the story of Miles Morales, 616.
Yes, and his connection to the Kingpin. It's many years ago. We have the Kingpin. He's in Rikers Island. He's actually in there for a reason. And he bites this guy's nose off.
Straight up, man.
He does end up cellies with
Miles Morales.
With Miles. And then you see like how he got the horrible scars on his face because he helped.
Yeah, he helped Wilson out.
Yeah, he helped Wilson out and stuff, and that's how he got his into the biz and stuff like that. And then you see
him and his lady
Miles
friend.
Years later. Yes, he is with a woman, and he's like being very forward with her. She's all about like traveling and stuff like that on the open seas, and he's like, I'm gonna go with this chick, you know.
I want to leave this life behind.
Yeah, because they have a business together, they have a restaurant together.
Yeah. Wilson's like, no, you're gonna stay, and I have leverage over you now that you like this chick.
And then they also like form this coup. They show the coup that they formed over that, what was it, mob boss? That mob boss.
That one guy.
Yeah, so that's where it's at, and that's where it seems to be going. This was really interesting.
It was a good read. It was really wordy. It was some good backstory, but there was no Spider-Man.
I liked seeing a young Wilson Fisk.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that
Mr.
was.
Tubby.
Yes. But remember, he's 300 pounds of pure muscle. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, he would crush me, man. He just sit on me.
That bear hug. I love his bear hug that he does. But yeah, this was really cool. It looks superb. It was a phenomenal issue. Like you said, though, there was no
Spider-Man.
Unless you count Miles.
Well, it was
but
great
I wouldn't
backstory.
say so.
And it was good, well-written backstory. So, I mean, Bendis, it was a great issue.
But since it's a limited series, it kind of feels like
you're dragging it out.
Yes,
I mean
that is Bendis though for when he does limited series.
And what does this site here have to do with the current plot? That's another thing I have to find out. Because
certain parts, yes, like how he got the scars and what this Miles is all about, but we already got that feeling from previous stuff.
Yeah, that could have been like a 3-page
This is just
thing.
Deeper into it. So, anyways, I still give it a strong buy.
I still give it a contender.
So,
here's digital code. Let us know what you think and see if you agree with us, whether it's a contender like I think, or it's not a contender like Pablito thinks. So, F for Fantastic, C for Charles, M for Miles, S for Spider, 0, Y for Yellow Jacket, P for Peter, A for... I'm trying to think of a Spider-Man thing.
Alpaca.
Oh,
no.
But A for Alpaca, Alpaca Man. There you go. X for X-Ray, S for Spider, R for Richard, and 7.
Don't sigh like that, okay?
All
right, now we have Super Sons number 8.
Dude, that variant cover was sick, man.
It is really cool. It's pretty gangster, but like old school gangster, not like,
like The Godfather and Goodfellas gangster.
Yes, we have Peter J. Tomasi as story and words, Jorge Jimenez as the artist, Alejandro Sanchez as colorist, Al W's Dave Letter. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was a little lost because I was like, they're in this other world and there's this giant like
planet type thing, whatever this thing is.
Yeah, it seemed like a rock monster thing attacking them. They help these ladies, and I love how the ladies are just like
you're the older brother. Tell your little brother to chill out.
Yeah.
Demi's like, why am I the little brother?
He's like, why does everybody constitute shorter with younger?
Yeah.
And I love how everybody clowns it. Like that's running jokes are so good. It's like it's like a great, like a really good sitcom, but better. So and the spreads in this are so great. They tell this story of like how they actually they're from another
realm,
another universe, and where there's all this planet where there's all these superheroes, but then this planet, this living planet, took it over and like killed majority of those heroes.
Yep.
This girl has some creepy red eyes though. But yeah, and so they're teaming up and they're trying to connect the dots. And these spreads and these panels just blow my mind because they're just so fluid and they're just like they're just constructed in a brilliant, magnificent way. But one of the villains is from the previous story, and that's what connects this from the other. And it's like this clay man creature and stuff, and this like wizard dude. And so this planet is living off of that like wizard clay stuff. And then it's crazy though. They actually get together and they're like, okay, well, they start connecting the dots. A lot is covered within a short amount of time.
Yes.
It was almost too much, but it was so well done. Yes, and so.
And then we have the War of the Heroes from this planet.
War for the Planet of the Capes. I love how they've been doing this like Planet of the Apes type titles for this art.
War for the Planet of the Capes.
Yeah, it's been really cool and it's been really fun. It looks superb all the way through. I love it.
The Rise of the Planet of the Capes.
Okay, relax.
What was the other one?
It's strong by contender.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I'm gonna hold on to this digital code for anybody that answers the tone or for whatever reason. So
just because he wants to,
he's just cause
he's greedy.
That's how I be.
Alrighty. Next up, you get some Guardians of the
Galaxy number 10. So
all right,
it is who's on this? We have
people.
Writer Jerry Dugan, artist Aaron Cooter, color artist I have Zvorcina, lettering VC's Cory Petit. So yeah, this one, it gets back to the main story with the main artist and everything like that. They finally meet up with the Grandmaster and stuff to give him this like fake egg, but inside the egg is actually the Collector, and he comes out of the egg and he punches his brother, and they have a throwdown, and they're like, what the hell is going on? And they're like, well, because they're immortal, like Drax shows up and he's like, Drax, they're immortal, so this is like a loophole within your like pacifist thing. Just stop the action, stop the violence by using violence. So he takes them both out and
Don't be violent!
like splatters them both out, and then they're like, they come back to their senses and stuff, and they're like, what's going on? And so they're like, you know, and they explain the situation of what's going on with this other Eternal, and some of them are missing, and so they want to find them. And then one of them is the gardener, but he's been corrupted by somebody, and they think it's Thanos, and they think it has to do with the gems. So they're going to collect the gems to do it, and you find out it's actually somebody else who is pulling the strings of the gardener. So I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
So yeah, this one.
It's a strong by its contender. This is what he's got to say. I mean, he likes the Galaxy, you know, Guardians peoples, especially when that whole Drax scene he just described. That right there sells the book.
Yeah.
I mean, just right there. That sells the book. Buy it. Or grab this digital code.
Yes, here's the digital code.
Get it for free.
97G for Guillermo, I for Inigo, W for Huerita, E for Eleuterio, 24, P for Pietro, or Pedro.
Pedro.
A for Alamos, N for Novela, Y for Yucca.
Alrighty. Next up, you got some Trinity.
I got Trinity number 13. It's $3.99. It has a digital code. So it is writer Rob Williams, artist Viken Marion, inks Ray McCarthy, colors Danae Ribeiro, letters Josh Reed. I think this is part 2. Yeah, this is part 2 of this arc. I didn't get the previous one because it didn't look that great. In fact, I probably should have stuck with that. There's stuff that's a little odd with it, or at least gotten the previous one. But it looked interesting because they have like a demonic Bizarro. He's taken over by a demon. I think Artemis is taken over by a demon, and so is Red Hood. So it's the
Dark Trinity.
The Dark Trinity. There you go. And so they're attacking Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and it's great because like their psychological warfare is working good, keeping them off their toes. Then they switch partners, and it starts going a little better. But then you see Constantine, and he's like going up against this demon and stuff. He actually gets stabbed by, I want to say it's Cersei, yes, who is with Ra's al Ghul. And they create these other copies, and they send these, of Dead Man. And so they use Dead Man, a demonized Dead Man, to take over the Man of Steel. So
sorry, you're not been playing it a lot, so it's hard to find out what it is.
Well, I'm gonna edit all that out.
What? we gotta give them a couple of chances to actually hear the damn thing.
I don't care.
I'm gonna keep all these comics for myself.
So yeah, they're gonna have their hands full. Like Batman and Wonder Woman are gonna have their and Constantine,
Juan Constantine. Juan Constantine. Constantine.
So they're gonna have their hands full. Yeah, it was an interesting issue. I would give it a buy.
Okay, a buy.
The art's a little, at times interesting though. So yeah, here's a digital code: D for detective, C for comics, 417, K for kill, X for X-ray, D for dawn, L for leave, 9, M for mangled, G for guilt, H for hotel.
Pow!
It's time for a commercial break. We're going to talk about one of our sponsors, Age of Comics. Dude, their store is looking
I haven't been there yet.
Cleaned out, dude. They're pretty much all they have in there. Well, not pretty much, but mostly what they have is just the new comics or the comics, and that's it. Like the comics, that's what's on the shelf.
Transition
half they should be done by the end of the month, they said. Okay. So the new month they will be 100% in the new store. I cannot wait. I'm pretty jacked about it. So it's not that far. It's just down the road. We'll get you the deets on all that.
We'll probably do a tour of it and do some video.
Yes,
there, man.
we probably will.
We'll probably do an interview with the guys. Why not, man?
Yes, that would be great. I want to, especially with all this business stuff going on. That's a big part of it because they are going from a smaller to bigger because they have gotten better, more successful, and everything like that. So, but they're not expanding to the point where they're going, oh, the second store. They're just going bigger place, so more space. That's what they're going with. And as like kind of a grand reopening thing in a few months, they're going to be having Claremont.
I know, I saw that. Like,
the writer, the legend, living legend. Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm so jacked. I want to do
of the X-Men.
As far as I'm considered, he is the greatest of all time X-Men writer.
I'll agree with that. I will
of all time. I feel like there's nobody else that can contend.
I mean, anything he
I feel like
was gold.
The greatest Nightcrawler writer for sure. But yeah, and then there's also an artist that he's like, he also did art for him and a lot of that new X-Men and a lot of during that same time period. So that's really cool. I would love it if we could do a X-Men cosplay, which I know there's a group that are part of the NM. I want to say Marvel Alliance or NM Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something like that. Yeah. I know a lot of them are going to dress up.
I could pull off a Legion, man. That'd be awesome.
I would love to do redo Nightcrawler. Actually,
I've got the hair, man.
Redo Nightcrawler, the paint, the eyes. I've never worn contacts before, but I think it's time. And then do the full blown like his classic outfit and everything because I did it in the past. My mom actually did it for me. I got some, like before they had Under Armour, it was like essentially the same stuff and did that was like his, and then the whole thing, did the feet and all of it, the tail. I had like this bendable wiring and I used felt for the tail and stuff. And so I would like, it was so good, dude. I was like so in character the whole time. People were legit freaked out by me. So I was a hardcore. What? No, he's a fuzzy elf.
Well, unless you want to do the whole Caesar Romano thing. You know?
He's a fuzzy elf. That too. No, I probably will, just because like I get sick of the mustache. Sometimes I do like the Hitler mustache, you know. Sometimes.
So would you do the Age of
Apocalypse? But not the legit Hitler, but the version from that like. What was that like 80s movie where like there was like the dinosaurs and he goes back in time? I don't know. It was crazy. You just check it out. It's on Netflix. I don't know the name of it, so I don't know why I'm saying check it out.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I should check it out with whatever it is called.
Well, whatever it is. Hopefully I'll remember it by the end of the movie. But what was your query?
You should go through the either the Excalibur version from Age of Apocalypse or the swashbuckling one. You know,
I'm just doing classic. I'm doing classic. Okay.
Yeah, with the red V.
Yes. And the white gloves and the red and the dark blue. Yeah.
Okay.
So look forward to that. Check out that. They are still open and they are still located at the what is the name of it? Osuna and San Mateo. They're going to be on Osuna. Actually, they're still going to be on Osuna and San Mateo. It's just going to be farther down the road. So check them out, even like for the next few weeks for now for that location and stuff. And we'll keep you up on the deets for the new Loke and check them out on Facebook. They haven't been able to do their videos because they've been so busy moving and transitioning. So but check them out on Facebook and everything like that.
Back to the comics. We have Star Wars. What? Quit blowing, man.
Just get to it.
You blow. Star Wars Annual number 3. Jason Latour is the writer. Michael Walsh is Walsh is the artist. Clayton Coles is the letter. And gosh, I feel like I'm missing somebody. I guess Walsh did the inks as well.
No, that's it.
Alrighty. So we have this remote world of Odana, and
Han and Leia are on this planet. They're running away from. It looks like one of those crazy monsters.
A Rattar. It looks like.
Looks like it. We're not sure,
it's
but
Spider Rattar.
Yeah, and so they're like in these caves, and she's like, "What have you done?" He's like, "Hey, you said you were looking for a place that's well hidden. This place is well hidden." Then they get attacked by some people. They think it's actually after Leia, but no. they're
after the scoundrel.
Yep.
They're after the scoundrel.
And then you get the backstory of this guy too, how they had this deal and how they dropped the shipment and stuff, and how he ended up on this island and everything like that, and how he like made a comeback to go attack them. And I love how the key player like really ends up being Leia, how she saves his butt.
And they had the X-Wing come and show up, and it's quite interesting.
It's really, really awesome. I have to say that the best part about this is the characterization. I feel like the words, the dialogue was so spot on that Leia and Han exchange in this was so perfect. And then, but you can, you know, as always, you can tell that they still have feelings for each other and stuff. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's well written.
The art is very reminiscent of the late 80s, well, the early 80s, you know, Star Wars, the original Marvel run. It's got that old classic look to it. So it does bring some nostalgia. It's only 4 people, 4 certain people. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good, but
great one-shot, one-and-done story. It was so, like I said, the characterization was really got me. I did appreciate the art.
Yeah.
It felt like a classic.
So it's a strong buy. It's contender. Great job, guys. Great job.
Great job, gang. Where is this digital code?
Okay.
Should we give it away?
No.
Why not?
Because we're greedy.
Was that good?
Was
that good?
Because we're greedy.
All right.
And nobody's guessed this thing yet. So that means that we're gonna keep the good
that
ones.
Means we don't have any hardcore on there. Well, I'm hardcore about Descender. It's issue 24, Rise of the Robots. $3.99. Rise of the Robots 3 of 5, written by Jeff Lemire, illustrated by Dustin Nguyen, lettered and designed by Steve Wands. And so this robot, Driller killer. Driller is a killer. He like banished himself to this weird planet Walk, and it turns out like, you know, he not has a new master, but he's like this new guy, and he's leading him down the way. And these goblins show up, and they have these ghost bombs. And so if they kill you,
ghost bombs, what's up with that?
Yeah, it's really cool and weird. And so this driller just annihilates these goblins and saves this dude and stuff. And so he explains, like, I just love this character of Driller. He saves this guy because there's some quicksands and stuff. They find out that it's actually not quicksand, but there's tunnels under where there are some vampire nests. They look like the goblins, but not quite. And so the Driller is a killer, deals with them too. And then they get back up to this place. And then they're like, oh, hey, you're one of the robots that ran away from before. So now you're our prisoner. Yeah, so good. It's crazy how like a robot, you know, has become this great character that we have.
Yeah.
You know, so superb. I'm loving it all the way through. The different colors and stuff works really well, and it's like this watercolor style. It's a fantastic series. It's this right now. This is a great issue. So I'm not quite like, I always go back and forth on like, oh, should I go to trade? Should I stick to issues? You know, but this was a great issue. This was great in issue. So yeah, strong buy contender.
Nice. All right, next up we have Peter Porker, the Sportacular Spider-Man #4.
It's not that Spider Ham, so if you were confused. The writer is Chip Zdarsky, artist Adam Kubert.
Jordy Belair is the color artist, and Travis Lanham is the letterer.
Yep.
But yes, this is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #4. Sorry. And anyway, so we leave where we left off with the Tinkerer and fighting pretty much everybody. The Fat Man. There. Tinker kind of throws Spidey out and kind of grabs him, and they push the Tinker out the window. Yeah.
Spidey doing his Spidey thing, saving peeps, and he digs deep and thinks smart and does what he has to do. Then Jonah goes to the Bugle and he's like, "Hey, I got this story, man." And he's like, He's like, nope, I don't care. Like, you were my boss. I'm the boss now.
You're retired.
And so we're done. Like, this even sounds like something that's solid, and I'm still not going to just because it's you and stuff.
And then Betty kind of approaches Jameson, Mr. Jameson. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna disobey Robbie, and she's gonna help him. And of course, we get him back to the apartment where Teresa and Peter are just kind of,
They're trying to come up with a new plan. He does come up with a plan. It's not a very good plan. It goes to that girl that is a comedian that he's dating as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, like, I draw the line when it puts me in danger. Like, this is all fun and all, and I like this.
And he gets up on stage and
he tries to do a bit too. Yeah.
It's really bad. I mean,
it's really weird too how, like, I feel like him and the sister are kind of like a good couple. She's not his real sister, but she was tricked into thinking he's a sister.
Yeah, they're just
so it's kind of like how they do that in animes too, where they're like, it's the how she's adopted sister or something, but they're not. I don't know. It's
and
weird.
I like you a lot, but you're so close to me, but I really like you. Yeah.
So, but it's weird how, like, how they're like, that seems like a better romance or relationship than his other one or others. And then, you get a flying guy at the end.
We get Birdman, third person.
Birdman is very accurate considering who played him in the movies.
Birdman.
So, yeah.
Bird person.
I would say, though, that my only qualm with this book is I'm not getting enough Peter.
Yeah.
Like, I get, like, he does feel like Peter when he's in the suit, but I feel like we've just gotten 100% this whole time Spider-Man.
Yeah, it just feels like Spider-Man instead of Peter.
I want more Peter.
Yeah, because the comic is called Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man, the normal Peter Parker.
Or just Spider-Man.
I know. So it needs to have more Peter in it.
Yeah, more just like of his,
not a little bit of Peter
outside the suit,
but a big Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Big amounts of Peter.
So, anyways, here's a digital code
read by GD. So F for Phantasm, or Fantastic. Z for Zebra Man. Zebra Man.
Sure.
All right. M for Marco. D for
Dolphin Man.
Dolphin Man.
Why not?
K for Kite Man. F for Fantastic. F for Fantastic. D for Dolphin Man. B for Beetle Man. Q for Quintana. X for X-Ray, and 3.
All right.
What did we give this thing again?
It was a strong buy.
It's a strong buy. Yeah, I give it a strong buy too. It's just not a contender.
So, did you read Hombre de Agua?
Hombre de Agua. He talks to fish. Yeah.
Number 28.
Yeah.
So, number 28. We have Dan Abnett as story, Stepan Sejic as art, color, and cover, Steve Wands as lettering.
The Ninth Stride of Atlantis.
Yes.
And the Usurper. And we got the little fish dude. He's got all these little coral, I guess.
I don't know what they are. I'm not a fish guy.
Tentacles or something like that. It's electrical, and he's fighting the Aquaman, Hombre de Agua. He makes a hook out of it. And then we go to a different part of the story, which I can't remember who this
Aquaman is getting messed up, and he gets help from this girl, Dolphin. She's cute. And then, in the catacombs, we have Volko and this girl. He's looking for secret stuff, magic stuff in the old catacombs. And he's like, there's the ghosts protect them. Yeah. And he's like, as long as you know their name, then they you let you pass through because they're like, oh, you know me. Or you know us.
This person has no face.
Yeah, and so, and then we also have Aqualad, who is Garth. Garth?
Yeah, Garth.
Garth. So, and so he's helping Mira to take down the Crown of Thorns, right? And so then they run off to, we have Aquaman and Dolphin, and they run off. and stuff. And yeah, it's getting pretty intense. I love just how this thing's going. And then they're also like doubling down on stopping Aqualad and Mira.
Yep.
He sends people
The
after them. So really cool, really awesome, good stuff.
I love the art, man. It's solid.
It's gorgeous. It is just so
art's solid
amazing.
on this, so
I just want to lick it. It's like ice cream for my eyeballs, you know. It's just yummy. Yeah, strong buy contender. Strong buy contender. I'm keeping the code for this one too.
Oh man, greedy man.
I don't even care.
Greedy. So strong buy contender for me as well.
Yes.
All right, next week you have some Power Man.
Oh, it's Luke Cage.
It's
number 5.
Yeah.
It should be called that. But anyways, it's David F. Walker is the writer. Nelson Blake II is the artist. Marcio Menis as the colorist. Joe Sabino is the letterer. And this one is crazy. So he confronts this kid, and this kid was just about to slash him. And he's like, you know what, man, I'm not fighting you. And he just like talks to him. He talks him down. And he just like comforts him, and he's like, man, I'm not a killer. I wasn't a killer before this. You know, I just caused trouble. And so that was a big part of it. And so they decide to team up and go help the folks that are captured by this other crew, which is this blue dude that he is constantly getting messed up. And, you know, they just talk about how this is kind of like it's a ripoff of the super soldier serum and stuff. And man, like Luke throws this armored vehicle, looks like a Bearcat, at this thing, and he has a sword, but you know he's not going to use the sword because he's not trying to mess him up. He's just using it more for like
defensively.
Yeah. But then there's an explosion and of this like toxic stuff, and it looks very bad because one of the guys gets messed up. It's weird though because it's like wrapped up really quick and you don't see the connections. They're like all of a sudden like one of the guys is in prison and then they go their separate ways and you're like,
what the hell happened?
You're like, what? Huh? So that unfortunately
lowers his grade.
Lowers the grade. It's still strong buy, but it can't be contender just because of that. Like it just can't be, you know.
Yeah.
That's just how that cookie crumbles, you know. So
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's consistent enough, man. I mean, what issue is this again?
Number 5.
And how's it been the last few issues? I mean,
it has its ups and downs. Yeah, I feel like it's always a strong buy though, but sometimes it's not a contender. That's all.
Okay.
So yeah, here's a digital code: F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, U for Uganda. 1, 8, M for Marco, S for Senorita, 7, N for Novela, 9, 8.
All right, we got some dick. We got the dose of dick for the week for the Pablito here.
Yes.
This is Nightwing number 29. This is written by Tim Seeley. Paul Pelletier is the pencilist, or artist, depending on however you want to put it. Andrew Hennessy is the inker. And Adriano Lucas is the colorer, and A Large World's Dave and Troy's are the letters.
So this is a Dark Knights metal tie-in. It's Gotham Resistance Part 2. So this continues from Teen Titans last week. And so you see how Mr. Freeze got his card, and so there's all these they're in that layer. And so they're just facing off against these ice creatures. It's really crazy.
And they're
it's
like,
really
oh,
intense.
Yeah, the train runs on time. Rain, sleet, snow.
And I love how Nightwing has this awesome metal outfit.
With the gauntlets and stuff.
Yes, and like the chest piece, and the shoulder greaves and stuff. Yeah, it's just too cool. And how they're all coming together. You have more people from Cruz.
Squad.
Yeah, from the Suicide Squad show up and help out and stuff like that. There is some Court of Owls stuff. And then they do take on Freeze, who for once is out of his suit and fighting and stuff. Yeah. And then, but they do use some of their weapons against them.
Come across the Court of the Owls armory or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And, we kept kind of switch back and forth between the Titans and the Robin and Nightwing's group, whatnot. And the Titans get kind of bombarded by the Robin Jokers. Is that what we're gonna call them?
Yeah, but it's actually it looks like a combination of, well, no, it is like, it looks like a Twisted Teen Titans and Suiciders for next. What's coming up next in Suicide Squad 26?
It's basically the Joker Titans and the crazy peoples.
But this was awesome. This is epic. I love this.
It's beautiful.
The thing is it doesn't stand well on its own.
But when you're
reading it
as just the tie-ins, even if you're just reading the tie-ins alone are really good. Even if you're not reading the metal, I mean, it's still really good.
I would say though, like if you're one of those people that's super against the main stuff, you probably want to, or away from events, don't pick up this issue.
Yeah.
But I love it.
I like it.
And I love the event.
You always love your dick, man.
I always love Dick, especially this Dick, because this Dick is metal.
This Dick is so metal.
So
it's prosthetic.
Strong buy.
Contender.
Yep.
Agreed.
Now we have Jean Grey.
Ooh, the
number 7.
The Marvel.
Dennis Hopeless is the writer. Alberto Jimenez Albuquerque is the artist. J. David Ramos is colorist. Travis Lanham is letter.
Okay, so Jean's in this subway station, tube station, depending on what country you're in. Just got some headphones in, not even listening to music. That way she can talk to Jean Grey.
Yes.
And not look all bonkers and stuff, you know?
But she's like, take out those headphones. She takes them out. She does end up looking crazy. I'm a little confused about this, but then we have the Scarlet Witch shows up.
Oh, yeah, and she turns everybody into Tetris.
And she is now helping her. She's training her. They do some yoga together. And I love how this other Jean Grey is like, oh my God, she's so overrated. Like, she just does not like her at all and stuff.
And they're traveling the globe, you know, Rio de Janeiro, you know, doing all kinds of stuff. And get this mud monster out of the way. And, you know,
fighting monsters, eating monsters and bugs and stuff.
Cooking for monsters and stuff.
But she keeps on freaking out.
And then finally, Jean Grey possesses Jean Grey and just says, screw this, I'm leaving, bye.
And she goes after
the White Queen.
Yep. It's really intense. It's really awesome. It's really interesting, but I don't know if I really like the idea of Jean being controlled by this other Jean, because this other Jean also seems very
psychotic
and impulsive. So,
considering what happens at the end with the confrontation with the White Queen, I'll agree with that. Very impulsive. Other than that, the art's amazing.
I mean, the story's really interesting. It's really great. I'm liking it.
I'm ready to see where it goes.
But it is one of those things that I almost feel like it's kind of gotten derailed with this addition of
Jean Grey.
The other Jean Grey. Yeah. And I liked it better when it was just, hey, young Jean Grey buckling down,
learning
training,
stuff.
And stuff like that.
For the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen. I mean, the Phoenix is going to come for its wanted, its desired.
And that's the thing, is if she was going to Emma Frost as like, hey, train me, that would be something that would be interesting. But instead, this is like
revenge.
Instead, this like ghost Jean inhabited her body to have her attack her. Yeah, it's...
Next thing you know, we're going to be hearing the Righteous Brothers and they're going to be molding pottery.
So yeah, it's a strong buy. It's a strong buy.
It's a contender.
It's
a contender for me because I like this whole training montage type thing. I mean, it's good character development for Jean Grey. Even if I don't like the older Jean Grey, Ghost Jean Grey.
And I don't like the idea that they're bringing her back, too, because I heard that they're bringing her back.
Oh, yeah, they're bringing her back.
And I don't like that idea. I hate the fact that Marvel does this thing with death, and I get it. I get it. That's mainstream comics. Death does not mean a thing.
Do it without the Dragon Balls.
But, yeah. I feel like Dragon Balls is a good reason, but that's why they should be destroyed.
I mean, Jean Grey has died and come back more times than Krillin.
It's bad, and that's why I don't like the idea of it. And I don't even like her. Like, that's the ghost version of her. I don't like her, you know? And that's the thing, is I've never really cared for Jean Grey. I like this young Jean Grey.
Yeah, I do too. She's spicy.
And that's why I go, why do you have to bring in that other Jean Grey? Why do I have to bring her back when I feel like this girl is better, the best version we've had?
It's so far the best one that I've seen since Claremont.
So,
here's the digital code. Let us know what you think. Tell Pablo why he's wrong. Tell me why I'm right. You know, or tell me why I'm wrong and why he's right. You know, I don't care. You know. Just let us know. Give us some feedback. The digital code is P for Pietro, 2 A for Aqua, 2 U for Uruguay, 1 5 G for Girl, P for Pablo, I for Ignacio, K for Kill, and G for Girl.
So I have Green Arrow number 31. It's $2.99. Benjamin Percy is the story. Otto Schmidt, art and color. Nate Pico-Sablambat lettering. So we have Green Arrow, and he was in a really bad way because he doesn't have a protective spacesuit now because Hal has been knocked out. But he finds a way because that's how he gets things done. He closes the thing off, the spaceship that they're in. He closes the thing so that now they're inside. He faces off against this crazy ninth circle creature monsters thing that's in the suit. Now they're down 1-1. He even gets his bow destroyed, and they're just taking him out. And then you see Black Canary go up against Black Canary and Red Arrow, Amiko, his sister. They are taking down this other crew, and yeah, so he does end up destroying this space station, and then you can see like Metropolis, DC, Central City, Gotham City. They can all see this giant explosion up in space, and then Hal does come to the aid and stuff, as well as the other superheroes come to the aid as well to stop this thing from yeah. And great ending to
this arc,
man. It was really, really good.
So that mean I can finally jump on this damn comic again, after this?
So I think what's coming next, I'm not sure, but I think what's coming next is, it's the Gotham Resistance.
Okay. So it's going to be the metal tie-in.
It's going to be metal tie-in next.
Yes! I can jump into it!
Yeah.
Yay!
So I want to see him like his metal version.
His metal arrow.
Like I want to see, like him with gear, kind of like
Dick.
Like Dick. But I don't know if he will or not. But yeah, this was strong by contender.
Oh, absolutely.
Such a great arc. Ended so well. I have Invincible Iron Man number 11. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer. Stefano Caselli, Kate Niemczyk, Taki Soma, and Kichi Mizushima as artists, and then Marta Gracia as color artist, Clayton Coles as letter and production.
So why hasn't Marvel pulled their head out their tail and called this what it is, Iron Heart?
Because they don't want to lose readership.
They don't want to lose branding.
Yeah, that's all it is. And that irritates me.
Yeah.
So we have the mom, Tony Stark's mom. She's going through all his past footage and stuff like that and discovering all like the nice things he did, but he kept in secret. And so, and then she talks to Mary Jane, is like, oh, what was your first meeting like with him? And she's like, well, I was a model, and he crashed in on it with his suit because he was fighting a villain. And then he showed up later at a bar to apologize, but he was also like hitting on me, and he was drunk. And then like they have a talk, and she's like, oh yeah, you're like my dad, he drinks too. And so like that puts a kibosh on any romance stuff, for those two. But which was weird though, because it's a retro suit and he doesn't look retro. Like, and this doesn't look retro at all. Like it looks like at the oldest like 90s, But then Ironheart shows up and they go over like the first time they had met, which was the Kree Skrull War, or was it Secret Invasion? I'm not sure.
Probably Secret Invasion, because I don't think that Ironheart is Riri is old enough to be remembering the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah, I think it was Secret Invasion, but I'm not sure. So yeah, and we just get a lot of these like nice acts and stuff like that. Oh, and then now this is going to begin the Tony Stark is gone. Ooh, they have to find Tony Stark.
So the body of Tony Stark is gone?
Yes.
Okay. Not the digital Tony Stark, but the body of Tony Stark. Okay.
Well, maybe both.
I don't know.
So yeah,
maybe they're connected. I don't know.
It is a strong buy. Really great stuff. Okay. Like I said, the only thing that bugged me is that it didn't look like what the time, you know what I mean? Which the other one did. Like the scroll stuff looked like it was more older, you know? But anyways, so yeah, I give it a strong buy. Here's digital code 5B for Bravo, J for Jones, H for Hotel, Y for Yucca, X for X-ray, 8, J for Jones, U for Ultron, 933.
Next up, we got some Green Lanterns. Numbers, what, 30, 31? 30, yeah,
31.
31? Excuse me. Sam Humphries is the writer. Ronan Kage is the artist. Hi-Fi is the colors. And Dave Sharp, the letters. The credits are on the very last page, just to let you know.
So yeah,
dude, look at that variant cover, man.
It's pretty sick. We have Simon Baz, and he's a car guy, so he uses a car to just drive all over Volthoom. He creates like these gauntlets, and Volthoom's all pissed. But there are some people that are figuring him out, like he's unbalanced and stuff.
His emotions play.
The Mighty Tyranneer comes into play. It's actually Jessica, though, that really gets into him.
And Simon, too.
Right, and the Guardians show up, and they're like, no, you guys are messing everything up. This is not how you do it. And so, but it's one of those things, so they did banish the rings. They did, because at that time, they were like, nope, this isn't working out. They did bring them back eventually.
And then it's like, okay, well, you two kind of helped me out, so I'm going to do this. Travel ring! Take them home!
Yes, and then now they're like, all right, you can go back home to planet Earth. But I don't think some people are not going to be very happy with them because they've been gone for a while.
Yeah.
But, man, this issue was so freaking cool. The way that it began, because it began with, like, you see the bodies.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mausoleum. Corpses. Yeah. Or not corpses, but just the skeletons of the original. 7, but there's only
5.
No, because there's one missing. There's one missing in there.
There's 2 missing.
And so, yeah.
And missing it.
Look at it. Look in the front page, first page.
Dude.
There's only one.
Look at that.
There's only one missing. Right there is. That's a different timeline.
Really?
Yeah, because they mess with time sort of with this whole situation. So because I think he does, because there's Tyranneer and they give him like extend his life. Or whatever. So
that's right.
But he was part of the original ones. But yeah, so he was the protector and stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to see what comes next. I like the way that they ended it. They ended it where it worked both ways, where they did help him, but he didn't exactly get his way.
And they still created the cycle and the loop, so it did happen.
So it didn't like really mess anything up.
It didn't do anything.
It still worked.
Yeah.
It's like the stream that corrected itself.
It's like Back to the Future. Like
sort of.
It's like Back to the Future. They created a time paradox which fixed itself.
So yeah, strong buy.
Strong buy contender.
Contender.
I like it. I love it.
The
Avengers.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, number 11. I had to get this book because of Mark Waid is the writer, Mike Del Mundo is artist.
Mike Del Mundo and Marco de Alfonso is the artist, color artist, and Cor Petit is the letterer.
So this one's the downtime. Like everything's been dealt with. You know, it's mostly just them talking things out.
And Parker's lost Parker Industries, evidently, because it's no longer the Baxter Building. It's no longer Parker's Industries. It's Your Name Here.
So,
Your Name Here.
Okay. And so, yeah, so they can't get into their building. They've lost their funding. We have Falcon. He's still wearing, it looks like he's still wearing the colors of Cap, but he has denounced the Cap and the shield.
He's not the shield.
And so he's given the shield back. And then you also have Vision and Herc. They have this long talk about, like, I'm immortal, essentially, so what can I do to keep in touch with humanity and with people? And he's like, you just have to revel in the moments, in the now, and people, and just enjoy things, and just, like, essentially live young rather than, like drink, be merry, have fun,
be Thor,
take, seize the moment, the day, and everything like that. So there's these ladies that are kind of like, and so he's just enjoying them and that. And then
have the Wasp and Spidey,
and they finally make a connection
kind of.
Yeah, because they haven't been liking each other. There's a lot of this time they've been butting heads. And then there's the Thor and Cap, and he's like, I'm not gonna be the. I want you to be the leader because I'm not Cap anymore. And she's like, no, you're a leader, so you need to be a leader. Like, you think you're not a big deal, you're a big deal. You're like, you stay what you are. Like, that's the way it is. And just because you're not Cap doesn't mean you can't.
You can't lead us.
You can't lead us. So, yeah. And they assemble.
Mm-hmm. Like the classics.
News team assemble. Essentially. So love it. And this is what I love.
It's a slice of life, man.
Slice of life stuff.
Slice of life. It's the downtime. And sometimes it's not always the action that you want. It's just the
privates.
The privates, yeah. The time on the couch, the time at a bar, the time where you're on a roller coaster. I mean, those are the moments that really count sometimes.
You're hashing it out with somebody that has beef with you.
Yeah.
You don't know why.
It's getting a couple of brews with your friends that it really comes down and makes it where life is great.
Live, life, love. So, yeah.
Strong my contender.
Absolutely, for sure. Digital code?
Digital. Check it out. Let us know what you think. F for Fantastic, Z for Zorro, M for Mario, Q for Quinn, T for Tomas, 0, I for Ignacio, S for Spider, R for Rigoberto, B for Bonita, I for Ignacio, N for Nancy.
Cool. Now we have Batman number 31.
All right, Batman number 30.
We have Tom King is the writer.
Sorry.
Mikel Janin as the artist.
And covers.
And
inks.
Is it, who is it?
Yeah.
Chung? I don't know. I don't know the first name. June Chung. Okay.
And then Clayton Coles as letterer.
So
we're at part 5 of the War Jokes and Rentals.
This Joker just creeps me out, dude. Like,
all right, pause this for a second because we got to go in depth in this actual thing at the very beginning, okay? Because this is weird. All right, so let's go to this step by step. At the beginning, he goes, 1 year from now, will you remember me? And the dude he's talking to is like, yeah, I'll remember. And he goes, 1 week from now, will you remember me? Yeah. An hour from now, will you remember me? Yeah, I swear I'm going to remember. A second from this moment, will you remember me? Yes! Knock, knock. Who's there? Who? I thought you said you would remember me, and boom! I mean...
And then slice his throat.
Ah!
Or whatever. He just, does his thing. He's unhinged. So Batman has teamed up with Riddler to defeat Joker, though. And even Catwoman. I love this classic Catwoman suit. It's so great. They discover, like, he's holed up in this building. They discover, okay, what's a way in? Kites. So that Kite Man hooks them up and stuff like that.
And Croc's like, well,
so they can get in.
Kites.
But Batman made an adjustment so that he could get rid of this little army, too, when he needs to. They have this throwdown. So now it's Joker, Riddler, Batman,
and Kite Man
all together about to throw down.
Yeah.
So, so that's going to be the conclusion in the next issue.
And hopefully it's concluded. I mean, it's okay, War of Jokes and Riddles. I'm enjoying the arc for a little bit. I mean, here and there it has its moments, and then sometimes it's kind of confusing as an arc. But all in all, it's pretty well written. I mean, the moments like the start of this comic were just make this series. I mean,
it's brilliant.
It's psychotic.
It's messed up.
And
I love how it continues because it's actually a retelling of Batman. It's Batman retelling this to Catwoman, to Selina Kyle, and going like, "I'm sorry, I put you in that position." And she's like, "You can put me in whatever position you want."
Yeah. All right. So a strong light contender for me.
Oh, no doubt.
I enjoyed it.
It was magnificent.
I really enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Looked superb. Next, X-Men Gold, number 12. Writer Mark Guggenheim, artist Luke Ross, colorist Frank Martin, letter VC's Corpetit. So this one is all about this other, it's a Darta use in the negative zone from the Journal of Kologoth Antares, Lord Ascendant of the Dateus Union, and they have this kid, and it's a mutant. It looks like a goblin,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And he gets abandoned on this planet by his daddy, and you know he learns to survive
in the wilderness, and then discovers, you know, and works his way up the food chain in the political system. Uses these, you know, these other things to rise up above, but he is defeated. It's kind of looked very reminiscent of like Hitler and the Nazis.
Yeah.
And so, but he gets banished. They get banished to Earth. And so that's how he comes into this Mesmero with the first arc, very forgettable arc, I will say. But you get pieces of that and stuff.
And he becomes part of the Brotherhood for a minute, and he's not a mutant. And the X-Men, he uses the X-Men's tech to call home.
Right, because they capture him, and then that guy let him loose. That was killing off mutants. For that little arc, and he calls home, and it looks like they have made a rise to power, and they're ready for him to like take over, make a comeback.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that's going to tie into this
or the next arc,
because it's like, okay, that's a whole different world, but we get the
Fat Man coming back.
We do get that, and I'm pretty jacked off about that because I love
like the Fat Man.
Like, he looks so gross and nasty, but like his arcs, like when he's in. It's great.
It's bonkers.
It is. It's
so it's a strong minded contender for me, man.
No doubt.
Just for that last splash page alone, I mean, the hype is real.
Yeah.
The hype is real.
Yeah, that's that's the thing is I don't know how this is going to tie in.
No, not at all. But
so that's why, like, it looks great. It's interesting, but I don't know where it's gonna. So I don't know. I feel very conflicted about this issue because.
I like it.
It's about a mutant, and his story is interesting, and it looks great.
And he's just not a human mutant.
But, right, and that's why I kind of hope that he does. Well, I don't know, because he's pretty hideous, so I feel like you don't have a lot of hideous.
Well, he's a mutated version of his species.
Right. But because they take all mutants, like even Brew, the mutated Brood, like, he's adorable, and I love him because he's genius, and he's a mutant because he's different from the other Brood. But anyways, I miss him. Where is he? Anyways, so... it's not bad, but it's not exactly what I want, and I don't know where it's going to and stuff. So, but this last part does make me know where this book is going. So, how do you feel? Where
I think it's strong by contender. I like it, man.
Okay.
It's a great book.
All right. I think you could probably, well, I don't know if you can skip it because I'm not sure how it ties in later.
We'll see.
So I can't say, but I'm going to give it a buy.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a buy.
Alrighty. So, there's digital code. Let us know what you think. 975. S for Spectacular. X for X-Men. D for D'Artagnan. S for Spectacular. 8 Z for Zarbon. 0 G for Golf. And 2. Alrighty. Last but not the least,
we have Superman number 31.
And this is the breaking point. James Bonney is the writer. Art by Tyler Kirkham. Colors by Arif Prianto. Letters by Dave Sharp. Alrighty. Yeah. So we got Lois and Clark. Lois is going to go and interview Slade Wilson pretty much.
Well, first we have Superman like save the day by talking to this dude, talks him down because he's just like a
kind of inconsequential to the entire story.
Yeah, pretty much. But she wants to go. She actually goes to interview somebody else in this other country. This, what was it, like a drug lord or something like that kills all these people. But somebody else has already dealt with him, and it is
Slade,
the Terminator,
Deathstroke. He is back.
And so she tells Perry, "Hey, I want to interview him. Like, I couldn't get this other one." And so she has to go and tell the husbando as well.
And the little blue Boy Scout, he's got her back like always.
Right, and that's the thing is like she's doing this, and you go like, yeah, but he's watching her, and he's gonna take, and stuff like that.
Slade just straight up slaughters this group of people that goes after her. I mean, dude, it is straight brutal.
And she does get her interview, and I love that she does ask questions. Hey, what are you doing? He has questions for her. She has questions for him. So they exchange questions.
And then she writes this big old story, and you should take the weekend off. And I wrote the truth, and I hope that Slade can handle the truth. And of course, Clark goes and says, I just want to make sure that you're safe and sound. Da, 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 da. She leaves the planet, whatnot. And he's like, Lois, run. Because Slade's like, I'm afraid you're going to be the one I kill. And then we see a gunshot.
So I wonder if we're going to go down the injustice path or not.
We'll see, man. Because the little blue Boy Scout can't make it that quick.
He is fast, but he's not that fast. He's not the Flash.
No. So, I mean, the art in this is amazing. I love the art in this. Strong buy, contender. I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, phenomenal. It was really interesting, different. This one was like a Lois issue. I like how they do that with this book. Is sometimes it's
Superman family.
It's family, Jono. Sometimes it's Lois, and sometimes it's a combination of
everybody.
One or two or all three, all of them. Yeah. Strong by contender.
Yep. Already, right. That means it's time to announce our best books of the week.
Look at this monster stack.
Dude, I already got mine all planned out.
You have it figured it out?
Yep. My runner-up. Is Jean Grey. Jean Grey is my runner-up.
Okay.
My B-Bow is the Marvels. I thought this was a well-written story. I thought this was amazing. This is where I wanted it to be. This is one of the better Marvels. Generations. I liked it. Definitely my back and back.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Lots of good stuff here. For me, it's going to have to go. I love the indies this week.
Yeah,
the Go-Go Power Rangers,
the Bitch
really
Planet.
Good, really intense. They've modernized it, but it still works.
Okay.
So that's that one's really, really good. Generation Gone is really, that one gets me like heated because I'm hating Nick right now. I am hating Nick so much. But I am gonna go with.
Dude, I'm thinking you're gonna go with that Bitch Planet, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bitch Planet as my runner-up.
Oh, as your runner-up, okay.
As my runner-up. Like I said, I've already said, and I went on really long for that review. And it's just so good. The reflections, because like I said, body modifications, all that stuff. What we consider propaganda as well, that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And how the how enforcement deals with people, like just that idea too, that it's like, oh, we're gonna peaceful protest, we're gonna make it violent by inciting violence.
Yeah.
And then now they're violent with us, which is kind of actually a Generation Gone type thing too. But it does come down to, though, Generations Miss Marvel, because I just love that. Like I said, it got that classic. I love that classic film and look to it, as well as just the times, the fashion. I love the fashion.
Yeah.
I loved the fashion. Was so good. I love that fashion. And like I said, that Mary Tyler Moore feel, and just these two ladies and combining and saying like, hey, we don't have to choose just politics or moving our agenda forward, like getting more rights, women's rights, and liking makeup and fashion. Like, we can combine the two, there's nothing wrong with that. So it was beautiful. These two work really well together. And I feel like they didn't really bother too much with, like, there was not a lot of time wasting, I felt like, in this either.
It was actually,
but it meant a lot.
But I mean, you could see the interaction between a young Miss Marvel and Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
So
especially because they're not on good terms. No. So it was like they're getting. Yeah, it was really good. It was almost like Kamala helped
Carol become Carol
more than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really nice. So that is it for this week. Tell us what your B-Bow is, was, whatever, what comics, the comics that you got and stuff and enjoyed. No one has guessed the tone. I will say this. Anime. That's it. That's my only hint.
Yep.
That's my only hint. So that's it.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Check us out, TNTMTheShow, all social media.
All over the place.
Yeah, we're everywhere. And keep your old hoes hungry for
comics.